Hello everyone, welcome to a new video again about Skyrim Special Edition, a video where I would like to explain my mod list a little bit as some kind of preview for the two coming graphics tutorials I'm going to release. For the ones who've missed it, I'm going to release two versions of the tutorial. The Brett Caliber's pick, where I try to stay under 50 mods to also maintain, like, I hope 75% of the Ultimate Graphics Guide, which I'm also going to release, and that is based on the Nordic Guide. That's also the amount of mods which I've installed right now. Now let's unlock my mod organizer, because I do have Skyrim Special Edition running on the background, and I will show you some in-game footage later on. But this video is to show you guys a bit which mods I have as some kind of pre-explanation for the tutorials. First of all, I would like to give a shout out to Firemanaf, because we've been talking sometimes on the an example with the messaging system here on Nexus Mods, and he's been helping me out with some problems I had with trees lately, the lots, which I'm going to show you in game as well, because there are some things which I'm still tweaking in game and some things which I'm still not happy with, and I'm going to show you that in game. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I mean, I'm not a company which is trying to sell things. I think we all want the best looking Skyrim, and for that there are still some problems which I need to tackle. And again, thanks Firemanaf. He has been doing some great work with his ENBs lately. I mean, he has absolutely the best ENB, I think, for Skyrim Special Edition. And you might think, yeah, you're just saying that. But I mean, if you just would look up ENB, an example, in the search, you see his ENB is top, the top ENB. But also, if you would look in the category ENBs, which should be somewhere here, I mean, let's see, categories, ENB, shut up Siri, Siri is like annoying me. ENB, presets ENB, here it is. So if you would look for the most endorsed or most downloaded ENBs, here we go, 3, 2, 1. The re-engaged ENB is absolutely the top ENB of the Skyrim Special Edition Nexus. Same goes with NVT, is also top 5, which is a second ENB. And if you would just go to his name, let's see, I always have to find out how that is with the Nexus. But as you can see, he has 3 ENBs for Skyrim Special Edition. The Intrigued ENB is his newest one, and that's also the one which I'm using, because it just looks very awesome. And also this one is File of the Month. Yeah, it was File of the Month. So don't take not only my word for it. I mean, check out for yourself, search for ENB, and you will definitely find one of his 3 ENBs. And yeah, again, I'm using this Intrigued ENB. And as you can see here with these two files, I'm actually just downloaded and installed the latest ENB version for Intrigued, because I was using an older version in my last 2 videos, which are also on this page. Thank you very much again, Firemanaf. This one I did yesterday, the comparison video. Maybe I can go there directly. Let's see. Yeah, we can. So this one got like over 10k views within 24 hours, which is really insane. It means that the community is still interested in a very nice modded Skyrim. I mean, we still want to have a great looking modded Skyrim, and I'm just like you guys, always look for newer mods, newer textures, newer ENBs, newer graphics, etc, etc. But thank you all for your great support in this video. We got 10k views in 24 hours. And the other one, I would like to tell you something about that. This is the comparison video I did as well a couple of days ago. When was it? 25th of June. Also, a lot of interest, over 60,000 views, so thanks for that. And I also got some comments about the music, and that's 2 amazing soundtracks from Hammock. They are from the game Far Cry 5. I think they're also written for the game as well. But yeah, definitely 2 of the best. And yeah, what really bothered me is that I got some comments of people saying, you're stealing his music. You mean you are using his music without giving him credit. So to be honest, I did not even, I just completely forgot to put him in the credits. So I did do that later on. But I would say for those people, first of all, you have no idea how music licensing works, first of all. And second of all, he will actually get all ad revenue from this video. So don't worry about him. He's a great artist. And yeah, you might actually think how fair is that he get all the ads revenue from my video, but okay, I mean, I find him a great artist, so don't worry. And for the ones who haven't checked my 2 videos, you can find them just at the EMB page from Firemanaf. So thanks again, Firemanaf, for your support. We talk sometimes on messaging systems on YouTube, and yeah, you know, he's been helping me out again with some tree problems which I have. I don't really like my tree lots. But let's see, let's go to the guide which I'm using, and that is Nordic Skyrim. I do actually have a small list on my phone of things I would like to discuss today. Let's see if I missed any so far. No, I don't think so, which is good. That means I can show you the Nordic guide, which is huge. Maybe I do have some, yeah, I do have my entire, let's see, my entire folder structure open. These are the mods which I have saved in all these folders. So the preparation stuff goes to all the basic stuff, mod organizer, the mods which need to be installed for Skyrim script extender, etc, etc. All the way, as you can see, a lot of mods, and all these mods are coming from this guide, the Nordic guide. With that, I have to say, I do not really agree with everything in this guide. So again, I used for the ultimate guide, and again, I'm going to release 2 versions of the guide, the Brett Caliber's pick, where I tried to stay under 50 mods, but the ultimate guide is going to be based on this one, and these are many mods. And with many, I do mean, let's see, how many do we still have? I've installed almost 400 mods and files, and that's quite a lot. It literally took me weeks to finish this. And also with the plugins, if you would like to know, I have over 109. And you can have a maximum of 255. But if you have that many, you might want to think if you should cut some content, because the more stuff you install, the more unstable it becomes. And even when Skyrim Special Edition has a 64-bit version, and it is far more stable than Ultrim, you want to be careful with all the game-changing mods, because these are the ones that will mostly crash your game. I mean, textures are just textures. They override each other, and they don't matter that much. Meshes, you have to be careful with the large overhauls and specific sorry about that, specific overhauls, that they don't mesh up together. And I've messed something up myself, which I'm going to show you also when we jump into the game. But so let's quickly just go into Mod Organizer, and let's quickly roll over the mods which I have. So as I said before, these are the first necessary mod. We have clean plugins with, let's see, with SSE edit, you will clean the master files first. Stuff like that. If you are familiar with Skyrim modding, you know that stuff. If not, don't bother. I will explain everything in the tutorials. So to go through everything pretty fast, the best necessary stuff: Skyrim script extender, some mods which require Skyrim script extender, the static mesh improvement mods, and then all the basic large texture overhaul packs are serious bothering me again. All the large texture overhaul packs. Then afterwards, let's see, what do we have? Specific textures also, and then we start with the terrain, the trees, like the Skyrim 3D trees and 3D plants, and the Majestic Mountains, which is an absolute fantastic mod for the fog as well, and for the great realistic looking mountain textures. Then we have more nature's textures. Let's see, where do the ends? As you can see, you know what the thing is, also with the Nordic guide, but with all these 400 mod lists, as you can see, it's not been light. I have almost 400 files installed, files and patches. But the thing is, it are all very specific textures. I mean, an example, the ivy has a very specific textures. The leaves, the mushrooms, all that kind of stuff is very specific, and that's why you have all these many installed files. But again, textures and overall meshes don't matter how much you have, because they will override each other anyway. And for that, the theory is pretty simple. You just need a foundation with large texture packs, and on top of that, you need more specific texture packs, which will override the standard textures anyway. So don't worry too much about installing how many texture mods. It's just the quality and all the gameplay changing mods. Then let's see, is there anything else? These are all specific mods. I think also we have JK somewhere in here. Let's see, can we find JK? JK Skyrim All-in-One, which is on priority 104. And this, an example, is a very large mod because it, well, not large in file size, but large as it will alter all the major cities and villages. And I think this one is really necessary, but it can also mess up some of the other mods, which are also altering textures and meshes. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I just would like to share this information. But of course, I will explain everything in the tutorials, which are coming, because I probably record 1 or 2 more videos, and then I'm going to completely remove this list, and probably this weekend I will pick all the mods for the Pret Calibur's pick list, and then hopefully being able to record this next week and release it next week. And then the ultimate list, I hope to do it by the end of July, but yeah, we'll see how far I will come. So everything for specific textures for cities, villages. Let's see, then some miscellaneous stuff as well. As you can see, all these loose specific texture files. This is a bug. This means that there's supposed to be a newer version, but there's not. So yeah, this may look a little bit weird. Then all more miscellaneous stuff. We have food. I mean, all this stuff is categorized here as well, with pretty much the same way that the Nordic guide has it. So if you would follow the Nordic guide, you will have pretty much the same as I have. But again, I do not agree with some choices. I do not agree with some gameplay overalls, and I do definitely not agree with the choice of using Nexus Mod Manager for the Nordic guide. I have really no idea why the author recommends Nexus Mod Manager. I've read his backstory, and he was actually a console gamer, but then he got used to he got used to modding Skyrim Special Edition for PC, and I will give him definitely some props for creating this huge mod list, but I would definitely recommend him starting to go with Mod Organizer, because for the ones who are not aware, Mod Organizer loads mods with the game instead of simply overwriting everything. And this means you can activate mods, disable mods halfway, shuffle them halfway, reinstall them halfway, doesn't matter. I mean, that's just amazing, and I really don't ever want to go back to Nexus Mod Manager. So let's see any more specific stuff I would like to show you, which is, yeah, as you can see here, I have some mods for which changed the game, like Immersive Patrols. And for the ones who do not know that, Immersive Patrols is a mod where, yeah, just like the name said, you have some patrols of guards, sometimes of bandits maybe. Some groups will patrol in the world, and it makes the world a little bit more immersive. But a lot of these things are really specific for your taste. You like it or you don't, and if you don't, you can just simply not install it. And here are some of the armor mods and weapon mods, which are really a lot, and the weapons look really amazing with in-game, and I will show you that in-game as well when we going to my Skyrim Special Edition game folder, so a lot of weapon-specific textures. And I might have overdone the 4K stuff, by the way, a little bit too much. And that's the reason why not everything is super smooth in my game. Even when I do have the GTX 1080 Ti, probably the best graphics card there is right now, I can't get constant FPS everywhere. Areas around Riften, that's probably an Oculus sensor sometimes reconnecting for no reason whatsoever. But yeah, I may have overdone it with 4K textures, but I will show you that in-game. So let's just quickly go through the mod list more. All specific weapons and armor sets here as well. As you can see, there are probably over 30 of them, and that really adds up to the 400 mod list. Then NPC stuff, Apache Skyhair, Kias Herdas. I mean, it's also a matter of taste. A lot of people like it, but there are some people who really don't like it. They don't think it's lore friendly. I agree a bit with them, but I think the Apache Skyhair and the Apachean NPCs, They look better, a lot better. I mean, really much better. And they still have, yeah, they tend to go to lore friendly. What I really don't find lore friendly is all the anime stuff, all the anime characters. I really don't like that kind of stuff. That's really lore unfriendly. Let's see. Yeah, as I said, the Bajin stuff, I find it amazing, but again, maybe you don't like it. In that case, simply don't install it. But again, I will explain everything in the tutorial what to do. Let's see, more stuff for characters and NPCs. Then here for creatures and animals, all specific textures. As you can see, I picked mostly 4K. For these creatures, it should not matter that much, but for textures in cities, towns, outdoor stuff, it definitely does matter. So yeah, you might want to you might want to hold back a bit with 4K, and that's what I'm going to do also with the tutorial, because even on my system, which is pretty high-end if I may say so, i7 7490K, GTX 1080 10i, it still has problems running everything on 1440p resolution. By the way, don't get me wrong, it's not 4K resolution, it's 1440p resolution for me. And 1080p, maybe I should be fine, but yeah, again, just to explain a bit how heavy all this stuff is. Let's see, more creature retexture, stuff like that. Yeah, some miscellaneous stuff like embers. Dust effects, this is really cool, by the way. This is an amazing mod to dust effects. So it's a good thing that it is still in the Nordic guide, else I would include it myself. Same applies for realistic weather too. Absolutely beautiful. And that was pretty much it already. Wow. Okay, and we do, of course, have the weather mod, which is... wow, I actually forgot. Let me think. The wow, you know, I forgot the freaking weather mod. What was it again? The Obsidian Weathers, I thought. That's the one I'm using, right? Obsidian Weathers. Yeah, I am. Number 68. Wow, I couldn't recall the name. Obsidian Weathers. Yeah, of course, Obsidian Weathers. Here it is. It's actually pretty early in the priority list. I thought it was pretty much at the end, but Obsidian Weathers, that's a specific mod I thought which goes hand in hand with Firemanaf's Intrigued EMB. I thought he's going to do updates for other weather mods as well, but for now I like Intrigued EMB with Obsidian Weathers. So enough talk about the mod list. We're probably in this video pretty long already. Oh, probably over 10 minutes. But anyway, the game itself... Oh, wait a minute. I need to go back to Windows because I disabled the in-game volume for Skyrim Special Edition. Else you would hear some background noises, which are pretty weird if you just hear them without a context. Okay, I have no idea how loud the game volume is right now, so maybe I should at least turn off music. Turn off. And the rest of these ambient sounds, I really don't hope they are extremely loud or anything. Oh, I might want to turn off T-Detect if I haven't done it already. Oh, I already did, okay. Because else now some guards are going to arrest me. So let's see. Again, this is the newest version of the Intrigued EMB by Firemanaf, and yeah, I've chosen this time for a lot less depth of field effect, and it really is visible for me. And let's see, I have some things I would like to discuss. I have a list here. The problem with, I forgot to tell that, with using over 400 mods in with the Nordic guide is that you start losing track of things you've installed. And what this means is sometimes you don't know which is causing specific problems. And I'm going to show you that here in this area, because I saw this problem a couple of days ago. That is some texture mismapping, some texture interference. Let's see if I'm able to see that here. It was here somewhere. Maybe some magical way it fixed, but I would seriously doubt that. Is it fixed? How is that possible? Well, I'm stunned if this is fixed. Okay. Okay, this is pretty weird. Maybe it's because there's no direct sunlight. Let's just go to some direct sunlight, and let's activate my weather to bright sunny weather instead of cloudy weather, and let's wait till bright sunlight. And that means a couple of in-game hours. Oh, by the way, while we are at night, as you can see here, these stars look nice, but way too overdone. And that's because I ticked an option for more stars, because I thought, well, what could go wrong with more stars? But yeah, this is the effect then, and this is just way overdone in my opinion. So that's a thing I should tweak. But yeah, note to self, fix the too many stars stuff. All right, a couple of hours more to have broad daylight. Do we have broad daylight? Yes. Okay, can we recreate the texture issue? Okay, it seems to have fixed itself. What was the problem was that some of the textures on the walls here from Whiterun have some overlapped stuff. And these yellow roofs, I don't really like them. There was a mod which installed them, but they were overlapping with some other meshes of these buildings, and it looked really weird. You had these flickering textures, and the same applied to these walls as well. And I think it's because of, am I able to reach it? I'm playing with a controller, by the way, because when I insert a controller, it will overrule the mouse and keyboard, which I'm not able to use the mouse and keyboard unless I plug my controller out of my system. But I think it was done by these things, and yeah, I think they belong to the textures, but these were also flickering a lot, so it might be just a very specific weather effect or something which caused a lot of flickering. But anyway, it seems to be fine. Wow. We crashed. Great example. Unstable mod list. Or at least not unstable, but as you can see, even I crash, and it's just because what I said before. If you install too many gameplay mods and maybe too many 4K textures, let's just jump in. Come on, we're not going to be beaten by a single crash. But yeah, this has effect. Even a 64-bit modding, this has effect. And again, I'm not a company. I'm not trying to sell you guys anything. I want a very great looking Skyrim Special Edition, but also a very stable one. And as you can see, great example while recording, crash. So yeah, that's something I need to work on as well, because there's definitely something in my list which is causing this, and it might be too many textures, stuff like that. Too many 4K textures, I mean. But yeah, things to be needs to be fixed. It's on my mod list. And also, what you're noticing now is, and it's also bothering me a lot, loading times very long. And the reason I do not skip or cut in this video, or at least I did not tend to do that, was because if I use a video editing program now again, it will compress the quality a little bit. And yeah, I thought I just could alt up into the game and then would be fine. But then Skyrim decides to crash on me. Fantastic. What a great freaking moment to do that. But there was not really much I wanted to show anyway. Yeah, except for the problems, and that was one of the problem. Maybe a little bit of instability, too many 4K textures. The night stars were too many of them were present. And also this is a great example. Loading times, really long, a bit too long probably. And that's something which need to be adjusted as well. And it's been caused again by all the 4K textures which have to be loaded. And maybe that's also causing the random crashes. Because normally I have like a crash normally every 45 minutes or something. Maybe half an hour, 45 minutes. I got a crash. But yeah, now it decides to do it almost immediately. What also is something I would like to point out, very grass-dense areas like Riften or these areas around Whiterun, they are not running super smoothly for me as well. And I could, let's see, let's go into Whiterun to show you that it's not super good FPS there as well, because so many textures, so many 4K stuff. And yeah, so what we really need to do is find a way of having good balance in the game with modding quality, but also stability for the game. Really important. So yeah, as you can see, we're almost maybe a minute up before we are actually can enter the game. And that's because I think too many mods, too many 4K textures. So maybe I'm going to use the Pret Caliber's pick, which would be, like the title says, my under 50 mods pick. I would perhaps use it more than the ultimate graphics card. But as you can see, we don't have 60 FPS here as well. And Whiterun and Riften are the only two areas I noticed that there is some FPS stutter, and I'm not really sure why Whiterun has it as well. I think it has because of the many people which are walking there. But pretty funny is Markred, which we're going to right now, does not have any lag, or any other major city like Winterhold or Windhelm. They don't have any FPS loss. But I noticed Whiterun and Riften do have some FPS loss. So to prove you guys that it is actually stable, I'm going to Markred to walk around there a little bit. And yeah, with that, I'll probably end my video since I probably talk way too much already. But I hope this video helped you guys a bit with understanding my mod list. Yeah, a little bit what I've installed and what you can expect from the Pret Caliber's pick and from the ultimate pick. Oh yeah, is this guy like approaching me? No. So yeah, this is Markred, which is running pretty fine, which it looks really good as well. And also what I've always installed is the weather control mod to spawn specific weather. So if we would like to have light rain, an example, let's just wait 1 hour and we should have light rain. At least it should start with light rain. Yeah, here it is. So you can test out specific weather effects and yeah, just to mess around with the game as well. But anyway, as you can see here, Markred is running pretty fine. So it's not like all the it's like the majority of the game runs fine, but only specific areas like Riften, like Whiterun, maybe some other dense areas, they have some problems with high resolution textures and stuff like that. Let's see, was it everything so far? Yeah. So again, I hope you guys liked this video, and hopefully you understand a little bit better how modding works, or at least how I did mod my game. And then hopefully I see you guys at the Pret Caliber's pick, the first tutorial, and then later on for the real diehards, for the real ones who would like to explore how deep the rabbit hole goes, I will make sure to record the ultimate graphics tutorial. Thank you everyone for watching, and hopefully see you then at the next video. So take care and bye bye.